Welcome everyone to a new MachoorTV video. I hope that all of you were able to play the Street Fighter 6 closed beta or at least watch some gameplay videos and you are aware of what to expect from the game at this point. I am making this video to express my thoughts regarding one of the mechanics in Street Fighter 6, which is drive impact. You know the mechanic where you press heavy punch and heavy kick and the screen slows down with Splatoon style colors splashing all over the screen. Now before I tell you what I think of it, I just want to clarify that I have absolutely loved the closed beta of Street Fighter 6. The game is amazing and I have had tons of fun with it, not to mention the incredible netcode and the beautiful visuals and presentation. With that said, I truly believe the biggest shortcoming of Street Fighter 6 is the drive impact mechanic. I have played the game for many hours and the more I play it, the more I realize I need to keep a lookout for the drive impact in any given moment. Every time I played Street Fighter 6 and totally forgot about drive impact, I would regret it after a few seconds, every single time, because you end up getting hit by it at almost any moment. The real problem is that right now at this state, drive impact seems like a low risk high reward mechanic. Players are throwing it like crazy, and it works a lot of the time in their favor. Now I know there are a lot of ways you can punish drive impact. You can do drive impact yourself right after they do it on reaction. You can do level 1, level 2 and level 3 supers to punish it. You can parry it, and you can even space yourself out of its range and whiff punish it. However, I have played the game in two systems. I've played it on the PlayStation 5 and I've played it on PC. On PlayStation 5, it was actually a lot more difficult to react to these stuff, to react to drive impact and use the parry or use another drive impact right in time to counter it, or even super to counter drive impact. On PC, it was more possible. However, on PS5, it was not. With that said, these things can be done if you are expecting it, nonetheless. If you are always thinking that my opponent might use drive impact right now, which means you'll be playing Street Fighter 6 with fingers hovering above the heavy punch and heavy kick buttons all the time in anticipation of a random drive impact that you would like to punish. On top of that, it feels like Street Fighter 6 does not like block strings. Most of the normals in this game are negative, and the combos you would think that are block strings, they would get interrupted by drive impact. You can even see from this graph the difference between the buttons and their frames on block of the characters featured in the closed beta of Street Fighter 6 versus Street Fighter 5. And you can see how all of the normals are now more negative than what they were, giving more advantage to the player willing to use drive impact whenever they are being pressured. Now, do you really want to play a game like that? Afraid of one thing the entire time and not knowing when it will come? This really reminds me of the exact same reason why people hated crush counters in Street Fighter 5. Just think of it for a moment. Crush counters have been very rewarding for most characters, if not all. Some of them were even brainless. Some of the crush counter attacks were even brainless. You can do them anytime, or let's just say most of the time you can do them. You can just press heavy punch, heavy kick, hoping for a crush counter, and if it connects, then it's great. You get a big opportunity. And if it is blocked, well, in most cases, you are safe. Only when crush counters are whiffed, then it becomes, or like when crush counter buttons are whiffed, then it becomes troublesome for the player. Sounds like drive impact, doesn't it? On top of that, there is the whole being in the corner with no drive gauge meter situation. Every time my back was against the corner or I was close to it, my opponents would attempt to do drive impact to break my guard and basically get a free combo. So it leaves you trying to avoid it, whether by jumping or preparing a counter for the drive impact. But what if you don't have any drive gauge meter? You can't do drive impact to counter theirs. You can't use parry. You might say that you can counter with supers. Well, what if you don't have that one either? You're basically screwed in that situation, and for just a simple heavy punch plus heavy kick, the opponent is rewarded heavily. Now, with all of this said, I am not hating on the game. I loved the closed beta of Street Fighter 6, but I can't help but think that drive impact ruined the fun I was having with the game. We will probably adapt and practice the ways of countering drive impact just like what we have done in Street Fighter 5 and its mechanics. But just ask yourself for a moment, do you really want to play a game when you're afraid of something happening any moment that can potentially make you lose the game? I certainly do not. I really hope that Capcom can redesign Drive Impact or at least nerf it. There is still time before the game is released. There's a chance that things might be adjusted. Let's just hope that the final game is better balanced in this regard. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I plan to produce many more Street Fighter 6 related videos in the near future. This has been MachoorTV, and I'll see you guys in the next time. See ya.